Okay, so I think you guys know what's about to happen. I got my cardigan on. Last night at midnight, Taylor Swift decided to drop an album on us. And she did absolutely like no promotion besides yesterday. She just posted on her Instagram and then dropped a bomb on us. And I'm used to waiting like 2 years between albums. One time it was 3, I think. So the fact that it's only been 11 months, I'm so excited. And also last night she released a music video for her song Cardigan, and I did watch that because I just couldn't hold back. So I watched it about 7 times, and I think I have a good idea of what the video means and what the song means. So yeah. And when I read the bio description of this album called Folklore, apparently it was written completely during like the isolation COVID quarantine period. This like piece is supposed to be like storytelling. Like each song is a different story. It's going to be from different perspectives. It's going to be so good. I'm ready to listen to some alternative Taylor Swift that hopefully reminds me of the Red album and like Begin Again, because that's the vibe I got when I heard Cardigan, because it's just not like over processed or like super poppy. Not that her other stuff was. I love it all for what it is. She changes like just enough where she still maintains like her sound, but it upgrades every time. And that's hard to do, to keep topping your last album when you have literally been famous for like over a decade. I love her, and I've been a fan of her since her very first album. I've been to the Red Tour in 1989 and Reputation, and I plan to go to Lover. But now Folklore is out too, so it'll probably be like a mix of the two. I have talked way too much. Let's just get started.
I'm saying yes instead of no. And if you never bleed, you're never gonna grow. And it's alright now. You know the greatest loves of all time are over now.
My first impressions, my take is that it's like about a relationship that like never really happened, but could have been amazing if it did, but it wasn't. She has a few lines saying, the best movies were never made, the greatest loves are over now. I like thinking about that line because it just kind of makes you think that every love is great in its own way. It doesn't have to be everlasting love for it to be a great love. Also, I'm gonna be like interpreting the songs in this video. I don't know if they're gonna be right because again, it's only my first time listening, and usually I have to listen to a song like 5 times to really like grasp and pick up what it means. Cardigan time. I love this song. I've already listened to it like 10 times probably.
When you are young, they assume you know nothing.
Oh, I love the way she circles back to that at the end. Did someone say cardigan? I love when the chorus changes. More lyrics. This part.
But I knew you'd linger like a tattoo kiss. I knew everything when I was young.
She knew. That one is like my favorite so far. We're on song 2. This is gonna be a long video. Oh my god. My interpretation of Cardigan is it's about a relationship where they were never like super solid, because she mentioned, you know, chasing 2 girls, lose the one, a friend to all is a friend to none. He left like she knew he would, and she knew that he would be the one that would make her question, you know, he'd be the one she would think about, and she knew he would come back, and he did come back. And that's what happened in the music video. She started in the place of the piano, then she went through to the Wonderland, that's like when they were all in love, and then she goes through to the water drowning, that's when things are bad between them, and then she climbs back through the piano to where she started. When he comes back, it starts over. That was my interpretation of the music video. It's so funny because like I literally used to listen to Taylor Swift all the time, or heartbreak songs, and I would feel it, but I have never had my heart broken. Like, but I would just try to relate. When I was younger, I used to be like, I want to feel what that's like to have heartbreak. Rebecca, spelled weird. Rebecca said, she said,
She had a marvelous time, moving in everything. She stole his dog and died a key lime green 50.
So that song was about Rebecca, which was one of her house's previous owners, I believe. And oh my gosh, Rebecca got a husband, but she was already divorced, so she already had that stigma. So she gets married to a nice rich man, they have parties, and then he has a heart attack, and then the town blames her for everything. And she's like, screw you. And she just lived her life and didn't listen to what they said, and was an amazing woman. We love her. The next one is Exile with Bon Iver. Is it? I don't know how to say it.
Bon Iver.
Bon Iver.
I could get your knuckles bloody for me.
Sorry, there was nothing to really react to like during the song. I just sat there listening. But that was really, really good. Again, these are the type of songs you need to like listen to over and over again, because they're not like a song that you would play with your friends. I mean, you could. I would with my friends, but we're weird. I really liked about this song was the two different perspectives on the relationship ending. And there was a lot of emphasis on you never even gave the signs, and her saying I gave you so many signs and you couldn't even see the signs. It kind of reminds me of like The Last Time, which again was on her Red album. So I mean, I'm getting a lot of Red vibes from this, which I'm so happy about. I was wondering if she would ever go back to like a softer, more acoustic, less poppy synthesizer sound. So I'm so excited, and I'm gonna listen to this album like on repeat in my room. Beautiful. Okay, my Tears Ricochet. Oh, that's really pretty.
You know I didn't want to.
Okay. I'm sorry about this angle. I just need to like sit on the floor on my butt. Man, all these songs are so sad. So basically that was about a relationship that ended with a very explosive ending. That was not an amicable breakup. There's so many lines that I like keep thinking about, like how she said you buried me with the jewelry I gave you on, and like about him being at the wake. We gather here, we line up weeping in a sunlit room, and if I'm on fire you'll be made of ashes too. There's no way I could possibly understand this song completely just after listening to it once. So this one's gonna be one that I listen to over and over again and then come to my own understanding. I really like the line, and I can go anywhere I want, just not home. I feel like that really symbolizes the end of a relationship, because like you're free, right? Like you can go and do whatever you want, except for the one thing that you do want, which is probably to just feel that safeness that you feel with your significant other, but that's gone now. That's such a good line. I was saying earlier that like I've never experienced heartbreak or anything, and Andrew is my first boyfriend that I've ever had, and love and all that. So what I like to do though when I listen to songs like these is imagine what it would feel like. Why are girls like this? I feel like girls, we just do this to ourselves. We're like, I want to feel some pain right now and like put myself through imaginary situations that are gonna make me feel really sad. Do you guys do the same thing? Is that just me? Anyway, I'm rambling. Time to listen to Mirrorball. Okay, this sound is like so different than her normal sound, and I'm here for it. I really am. It wasn't like super catchy to me or anything. That one will be a slow grower. I can feel it. I'm gonna do my best to interpret this, but the vibe that I got from that was about how when she's in these masquerades or big parties, she's saying she's a Mirrorball, which means she reflects other people. She said that she's never been a natural. All she does is try, so she can like reflect and like take on the energy of the room and just like give it back. It's a really interesting analogy. She puts on her highest heels, and like she said she was spinning too, and she said she was a Mirrorball. So when I imagine that in my head, I see like a girl spinning on heels, and that looks like a disco ball. There's still a lot of stuff I don't really understand yet, like who is the guy that she's trying to impress and keep their attention? Is it a guy? Is it a girl? Not really sure on that. Drunk as they watch my shattered edges glisten. Maybe maybe it's about like how when she goes to these places or whatever, like a ball, say masquerade, she puts on a show, but then it ends up like coming apart at the end of the night and she can't keep doing it. That's what the shattered is. I don't know. Leave your interpretations below. Let's start a conversation. But yeah, that's what I'm getting from it, and like I feel like everyone can relate in some way. Much to think about. But let's just go to the next one. 7. Interesting tone of voice. That's where she grew up. Or maybe she was 7 years old. This is the perspective of her as 7. I think it's about a friend. Oh, okay. I love the way that this song sounds. let me explain why. First of all, I love songs written from a perspective of a younger version of yourself or someone else. So there's already like a million songs out there written from the perspective of us now, what you're currently going through, all that. That's like the most common one. But you know, Quinn 92, he also came out with an album. He was writing a lot of his album from the perspective of him as a high schooler. It just is so nostalgic to me, and it's really different, I feel like, and I really, really like it. So this one, I believe, is from the perspective of Taylor Swift when she was 7, because she grew up in Pennsylvania, and you can like hear the innocence. The part of innocence that really like shines through to me is, I've been meaning to tell you, I think you're haunted. Your dad is always mad, that must be why. So like, as a 7-year-old trying to figure out why the dad would always be mad and mean, and I think you should come live with me and we can be pirates and then you won't have to cry. So I think it's about a little girl that was her friend that had an abusive family or father. And I love it because, you know, children are just so innocent and you don't have that innocence forever. And I just, oh my gosh. This album is making me think so deeply already, and I'm only like halfway through. And I don't know how this video is going to go over, but I don't know who's going to want to listen to this. If you're still here, thank you for listening to me ramble. Yeah, I really, really like that one. I think it's going to be one of my favorites. And now we have August. I love this already. Why is this reminding me of the last song? The movie. Oh my god, I love this album. I feel like crying. This whole album is like making me feel so much, and that's what I love about Taylor Swift songs. And I feel like it's been a little bit since her albums have like made me feel the way that like her Red album and, you know, the sad songs on her previous ones used to make me feel. I love this one. Okay, so this one's gonna be one of my top favorites for sure, along with 7. August and 7 are like both really good, and Cardigan. Those are like the 3 that are really standing out to me right now. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's about the guy that she lost her virginity to, but they weren't like together. Canceled plans just in case you'd call. So much for summer love and saying us, because you weren't mine to lose. I relate to this song so much. If you guys didn't know, for me and Andrew, we were in a talking phase for a very long time. I think it was about 1.5 years. During that time, we weren't officially together. We weren't, but it felt like we were, and I wanted that so bad. I wanted to be in a relationship. I know what it's like to feel that uncertainty and to have that like hanging over your head, well, you're not mine to lose, you're not mine. Like, she really captured it and put it into words. She's such an amazing writer. I love, love, love all of the instruments that we have heard throughout this whole album. It's going back to her like acoustic roots. I feel like I'm literally a song reviewer. This is what happens when I listen to deep songs. It's like we're getting her younger albums, the things that she was going through, what she was feeling, written from that perspective, but from her brain now, which is an even more amazing writer. Time to move on to the next one. August gets a 10 out of 10. Okay, so now This Is Me Trying, track number 9. Okay, this one's okay. She's wants him back and it seems like he's not having it. I mean, she's repeating This Is Me Trying, so maybe he thought that she wasn't before. Not really sure. I would need to listen to this a lot. I've already said that. Okay. It's hard to be anywhere these days when all I want is you. You're a flashback in a film reel on the one screen in my town. So again, the fact that she's saying town, it makes me think that this is again like how she felt when she was way younger about someone, because she's in a happy relationship now, I'm pretty sure, with Joe. Yeah, I wonder how he feels about these songs. That's what I was just thinking. Like her talking about wanting to be with a past lover. But again, it's from an old perspective. Alright, Illicit Affairs.
Take the road less traveled, but think about illicit affairs.
Okay, so who was the one having the affair? Was it Taylor Swift? I mean, I remember Getaway Car. That was about a relationship that started out of one like getting away from a relationship, and it ended the same way. I mean, that's what she alluded to in the bridge, that like, you know, what did you expect when this is how we started? And again too, this could be from a literal different person's perspective. I don't know if that's something that she would ever do. I don't think Taylor Swift is the type. My stomach kind of hurts. Oh, this might be about her boyfriend now. Wow. How did she do it? Just the way that she tells a story in her songs. Okay, so I'm pretty sure this one is literally about her current boyfriend. All the heartbreak and ups and downs that she had to go through to end up with him was all worth it. And that there was some invisible string that was like tying their fates together eventually. Which is so beautiful to think about. That's a really beautiful song. Alright, so now we have track 12, Mad Woman. And she did it again. My interpretation is guys will do things over and over and over to make women go crazy or mad, and it's like, you did it. Like, you were the one. And it also says, every time you call me crazy, I get more crazy. And when you say I seem angry, I get more angry. I hate that too. Whenever I'm mad and my brother will be like, why are you in a bad mood? It makes me like get more in a bad mood. So I hate when people do that. And women like hunting witches too, doing your dirtiest work for you. It's obvious that wanting me dead has really brought you two together. So it could have been about a cheating relationship. It could have been so many different things, but I absolutely love this. I don't know if this was from the perspective of Taylor herself. Could have been, I don't really know, but so good. Oh, it's a war song. I think that's about war, but I'm really confused by that one, to be honest. My friend sent me a article from Parade where Taylor Swift like talks about a lot of stuff. Her mind is literally amazing. She said that Folklore is a sad, beautiful, tragic, which is from Red, and I said that this album reminds me of Red so much. Hands held through plastic, and that is where we are now, which is Epiphany, which is about her grandfather through his experience in like World War II, I think. Let's get to Betty.
I'm only 17, I don't know anything. Would you want me? Would you tell me to go fuck myself?
Is this from the perspective of a guy?
Stay in your cardigan.
Streetlight, Cardigan, and Cobblestone. Yeah, this is from a guy. Ooh, she switched her homeroom. He was riding on his skateboard. Wow, he messed up, and he's hoping that she'll take him back. And it sounds like she does at the end. Wow, love it. I love all the perspectives. Okay, next is Peace. The first line is, our coming of age has come and gone. And that's true for me too. I don't like hearing that. I don't want to feel old. I like the beat. I think she's basically saying she's dangerous to be with. It's never going to be peace. It's going to be fire. It's going to be wild. Will that be enough? I really like the line, give you silence that only comes when two people understand each other. Because like when you're truly comfortable around someone, you don't need to be like talking all the time, or you can just like sit in silence and it's not awkward. The sound of that one is not my favorite. I don't like the sound that much, but the words are really good and I think it's nice. So next, last song on the album.
My only one, no other sadness in the world would do.
That one I think is about a relationship. He hurt her so much, but she wouldn't want any other hurt. I wonder what he did. Doesn't say. Don't want no other shade of blue but you, no other sadness in the world would do. Darling, this was just as hard as when they pulled me apart. I don't know. I really don't know. But that was really good. I would like to read the rest of that article that she wrote about. How did she even write all this? I found myself not only writing my own stories, but writing about or from the perspective of people I've never met, people I've known, or those I wish I hadn't. An exiled man walking the bluffs of a land that isn't his own, wondering how it all went so terribly, terribly wrong. That was Bon Iversunk. I need to listen to that again. An embittered tormentor showing up at the funeral of his fallen object of obsession. It seems like my interpretations were not correct based on this. That one must have been the song My Tears Ricochet. A 17-year-old standing on a porch learning to apologize. That was Betty, I believe. All right, I'm gonna link this article, guys, that describes each song, like what it's about. I don't want to go through and like read all of it because I kind of like the way I've interpreted it in this video, because that was my first impression. So like this is what I was thinking when I listened to each of these songs, and I feel like that's kind of special in its own way. But that's the beauty in it. The way that you interpret something is special to you, and there's not just one correct way to interpret a song. Once someone creates art or music, it is up to the person viewing it to make meaning of it and interpret it themselves, which is beautiful in its own way. I've never done a video with this much commentary and like in-depth things that I'm thinking. I hope you guys liked it. This video is kind of a journey and a lot of thinking, so just let me know your thoughts below and let me know if you guys want more like this. If you made it all the way to the end, comment red and then I'll know that you're a real one. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day and I'll see you soon. Bye.